Welcome to We Want Trophies TV with myself, Ed, Alive Boss, and Pastor West. So this week we've got a few big games going on. Obviously, we've got Man United versus Spurs. We've everything that's going on at Chelsea, Arsenal, Leicester, and there's many big games. But I think we'll start off. I know that Pastor West has got to head off in a bit, so we'll start off talking about our team, Spurs versus Manchester United. So it's a big game for us. Like I think we've been like going winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing. What do you think is going to be the outcome of tomorrow?
Right. We played on Monday, right?
Mm.
So hear my science and how I'm looking at this. Played on Monday, warm down Tuesday, rest Wednesday. You've had Thursday, Friday to work on tactics, double sessions, whatever. Yeah?
Mm.
When Spurs have a free week and they play another team, they tend to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah? When we play a game during the week and then we've got to do all of that stuff that I said, like warm down, recovery, all of that, and then play on the Saturday or say like the Tuesday, it don't go well.
No.
So the omens will say we're gonna lose purely because we won on Monday. But if you go by statistics, it shows when Spurs have a free week, they normally win. But I don't want to. I'll be real with you. I don't want to play Man United in this current moment because they're doing so poor that playing Spurs is the right time for them.
Exactly like last time we played them.
Basically, no, like I'm being dead serious. I'm realistic because like it's away from home. Yes, we got 6-1 last year. It's away from home, and for some unknown reason, Bruno Fernandes or Cavani just likes playing against Spurs. That's it. And as a Spurs man, as you can see, I've got my Spurs jersey on, out of town and that. Flipping, these men don't react. So if we get a draw, I'll be happy.
No,
I want the win.
Yeah.
I want the win, but Old Trafford draw. You know what? Come back down to North London, start again. It is what it is. You understand where I'm coming from? Because we still got to play. We still got to play Arsenal. We still got to play West Ham. So it's not too sad. Those teams that are in and around, and we still got to play
Liverpool.
Yeah, we still got to play Liverpool, but Liverpool's miles in front of us anyway. So but yeah, that's my thought on it right about now. To be quite honest, but we need to just turn up, man. That's all I ask. Just turn up. And if Man United are better on the day, then they're better on the day. If they're not, and it comes down to like Lloris doing foolishness, Davis, Doherty, Son, then I can call so many names, but one thing I am gonna say, not to sound like a chatterbox, I definitely don't want to see Harry Winks in our midfield. I'll tell you that for free.
That is an understatement. I understand.
I like Harry Winks. I met him at All You Can Eat Buffet, by the way.
Oh, what surprise!
I had a picture with him the other day, and I sat down with him, and in my head I was thinking, I want to ask you why you spin around like a ballerina, but it just wasn't that moment. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But every time he plays in the midfield, we don't win, fam.
No, we don't. We don't. He just gets literally. It's like just going through open door. That's what it is. Eli, what do you think about the game tomorrow with United and Spurs?
It's a key game, I think it's a bigger fixture than we realise because there's 28 games roughly. Let's just say where people should be. I know we've got a few games in hand at Arsenal. I know Tottenham have a few as well. But let's just say really we're at the 28 game mark of the season. So there's only let's not count the last game. So there's only 8 or 9 fixtures before the picture is clear.
Yeah.
That doesn't give much room to catch up. And if you win tomorrow, you boot United out of 4th and jump up 2 places from 6th to 4th.
Well, you're 4th, aren't you? So we'll overtake United. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 5th. Yeah. You boot United out of 5th, and you jump up from 7th to 5th. So it's obviously going to be a really like intense game, like a lot of eyes and a lot of pressure. And I think it depends on who can handle the pressure. Now, I would say United are normally more built to handle pressure better than Spurs, but they've been struggling
by name they are.
By name they are, and they've been struggling recently. And if we look at form, even if we just say the last 3 games, you have better form than United. Do you know what I mean? United have won, drawn, and lost, and you've lost and won your last 2 games, so you've actually started picking up momentum. So my mind is probably leaning towards a Spurs win tomorrow, if I'm honest. I think it's gonna like compound the pressure that's happening at United at the moment, and I think Spurs are just gonna go on one. And the thing is, when you lot have your fullbacks on form and Kane, you don't tend to drop as many points.
No,
it's different when you have Kane on form. But Doherty and I don't know how to say that guy's name. Is it Kahinisic? I don't know how to say it.
Kuvalevsky.
Oh, wow, he was sick.
Just say Desky. Yeah? or Decky. Whichever way you want to say.
Lesky. I'm going to call him Lesky, yeah.
Call him Lesky if you want.
Lesky
or
was
Kulu.
sick.
Just say Kulu.
Kulu. I like him. Him, Doherty. And, and that's probably like the reality of Conte's plan coming into through the East. You know what I mean? He loves these attacking fullbacks, and it's like I can see him saying, "This is what I want every game." Like you can almost hear him saying that in the changing rooms. So if he's just like, if we can play how we played again against United, he will be telling the team, they're taking their spot. And I think that might galvanize them with the last 2 wins. And you've had good wins. They're not. Do you know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah.
It was Everton you beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Leeds, I know Leeds are obviously were struggling, but bro, that was
the Leeds one was a funny one because Leeds could have easily scored 4 as well.
Yeah.
But Everton were awful. Everton were absolutely awful. Everton, it should have been 8-9 if I'm being honest.
Yeah. It was terrible. But the only thing I'm worried about is I'm not as worried as I should be. Is your defense is very soft, yeah. But Ronaldo's off form. My only worry is Cavani didn't play the last game, and a fit Cavani playing against Spurs might be a recipe for disaster.
I kind of agree with the Cavani point of view. Like Cavani always turns up against us. Like to be honest, I'd rather Ronaldo plays than Cavani because I just like the way he presses when he's on it. You would think the guy's like 25, not 34 or whatever. Like it's crazy. I do think with Spurs, if they play at the level they've been playing at recently, that they'll win. But you never know with this team. They could be great one week and awful the other, like the next week. You look at our fullbacks, Doherty, whatever his name is like kind of the shock of the last few weeks. He's now playing like how he was at Wolves, and it's taken him 18 months to get there, which is.
But I still want him sold though. So
yeah, no, bro. I agree with you. The thing is, I'm not getting carried away with this. But at the same time, let's see what happens at the end of the season. If he carries on with this, he has to play instead of Emerson. Because as for Emerson, like I've got nothing to say on Emerson anymore.
He just joined. You man are harsh.
No.
Kid just joined. Was he 21, 22?
I'm sorry, but I know people who play on the streets that can cross a ball better than him.
You man are harsh.
I can, and I ain't played football for years. I used to be really good at football, you know.
Yeah.
You man are good at football. You know.
No, it's true.
No, hold on. Yeah. Do you still rate Pepe?
Which Pepe? Nico Pepe. Yeah. I still rate him. He's a good player.
Okay, cool. No, well then, from when you say that, then I understand why you're backing Emerson.
Pepe is a good player. I don't think we're the team for him. Is the reality. Is that, like the thing is with players is some players are built to be in certain teams. And in those teams, they're almost elite players, but you put them in an elite squad, and they're not the same player. That doesn't remove from the quality of the player. That's just the psychology of how they perform. So that's
not elite though.
You can still be elite, because if you look at
your team's not elite.
Who?
Arsenal.
Okay, let's say Tim Cahill. Is Tim Cahill an elite player?
No, he's a good player.
Okay, but look at the goals he scored.
But he's a good player.
So you would say he's an elite player?
No, an elite player to me is Kevin De Bruyne, Harry Kane, Iniesta, Xavi, Messi.
Nah, that's world class. You're...
No. But they're part of an elite of world class players. Yeah.
Pepe, I would put them in a tier above, but yeah.
Pepe is a decent player. Emerson Royale is just a player.
Okay, so
he's just a
player. Then who's a decent winger that I would say is? So where would you put? Who's a decent winger? Let's find a decent winger. Andros Townsend.
For me, him and Pepe are the same. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Nah, you like that rude. So where's Lamela?
No.
Eric Lamela.
Eric Lamela.
Them men are the same, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bro.
All them men that you're calling Townsend, Almiron, Lamela, Pepe, Pippin, Dan James. They're all the same, man.
You know what? I think I'd rather have Townsend than Lamela.
Hey, come and see trouble.
No, I'll tell you why. Because look how long we had Lamela. All Lamela did was score Rabonas, bro. He didn't do nothing else.
True the queue.
He didn't do nothing else. Man just comes, gets injured. Like, every time we attack, he's got the ball, makes the wrong option all the time. No. I'd rather have
Andrews Townsend. What does Townsend do? Like,
he scores more goals than Lamela. Yeah, bangers.
He scored more goals than Lamela, yeah. But with Townsend, yeah, how football is right now, Townsend's not the winger to have. You understand? Like the way that, like you see, like
he's an old-fashioned winner.
You might as well sign Aaron Lennon, blood. You might as well sign them man again. Wayne Routledge and them man there. Do you get me? Like,
they were decent though.
for the time, but that's how I see Townsend though. Like when you look at man out wide, look at, for instance, here we talk about Kulu, yeah, Levski, yeah, we talk about him. Now he's not the fastest, yeah, not the fastest. But if you notice, he played on the right hand side. He's left-footed, inside forward. Yeah, we call him an inside winger. Yeah, and what he does with the ball at his own pace is 10 times more than what Townsend does at a fast pace. Do you understand? Because the game has changed. If you look at even you look at Jota when he was at Wolves, when he played out wide. Look at how he really played. Like Neto, even Prudence. Look at Prudence. Yeah, bro. Townsend's not even better than Damari Gray, blood. Let's just really have it right.
I think Damari Gray is not fulfilled his potential, if I'm being honest. I think there's a lot more there. Yeah.
There is, but same with Ademola Lookman. Yeah? Them man there.
No, he's got time.
They've got time, but what I'm saying is, they're new breed of wingers.
True.
Yeah? You know, like Hudson Odoi, Flipping.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else can I say that plays out wide? Even when you look at like someone like Mount, yeah. Like people rave about Mount, for instance. Yeah, he's a good player, but does he have more ability than Loftus-Cheek? No, but he would do what is on the packet for him to look like he's a better player than Loftus-Cheek. Does it make sense to what I'm saying?
I don't know. I get what you're saying. I think Mount is one of the rare players like Lampard. Yeah, they're not. Don't look to them for like aesthetics. They're not going to give you things that may be as pleasing to the eye as Xavi or someone flamboyant like, say Neto or something. But what they will do is they know how to make decisive things in key moments of the games. And I used to think when managers said that, it was just this thing that they said. I was like, what are you not talking about? But when you see it like as a coach, as a manager from a coach, what you want is players who step up in moments of the game where you need to win it.
Leaders.
Yeah, and that's like the secret trait of leadership, if you want to call it, or ownership, whatever you want to call it.
So
and Mount has that.
So
Do you know what I'm saying? Mount has that.
Yeah,
not many players his age have that.
So when we talk about Pepe now,
well, Pepe has it. He's just not consistent with it because he won us the Champions League game, and I was at the Wolves game, and bruv, Pepe came on and changed the game.
He has done that a few times this season. I've seen that.
Yeah, he's come on and changed the game.
And Ndombele changed the game for us. He changed the game for us 3 times, Adrian. He has.
He just can't do it longer than 60 minutes.
I don't know what I've always said that was the greatest loss to Spurs was Moussa Dembele. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, 100%. But now we're talking something completely different with Moussa Dembele because that's a player that you might not ever see again. But when you look at Spurs' midfield now with like Højbjerg and Bentancur, then you say, maybe Conte was right to get rid of them other man. Listen, Bentancur was a water carrier at Juve. I'm seeing Bentancur doing one-touch passes, spraying the ball. I'm saying, hold on. He didn't play like this for Juve. But some man's water carrier in England is a next team's maestro. Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to say. Do you get it? You know? So...
But you know what with Bentancur is that at Juve they didn't play him to his strengths.
No,
and there's no coincidence that his best seasons were the years they won the league. He was good. He was really good. And it's been the last couple of years that he's kind of lost his way, but he's still a player. Like I still think out of the central midfielders we were looking at that we could get in January, he was the best of the lot, even though it was a last minute thing. Because we were looking at we looked at Douglas Luiz, who I think is all right, but I think Bentancur is better than him. And so I don't know, man.
Luiz,
yeah, I like him too. I like him too.
Bentancur is better than him, and Arabat as well from Fiorentina is better than him. But you see where it is. People look at the fee and they look at like, oh well, if he's so good, why would Juventus get rid of him? Do you understand? Yeah, or you know, how comes all of a sudden like Weston McKennie and Albiol are playing instead of Bentancur? You got to understand, this boy is only 24. You know, the man's got over 200 and something games for Juventus. Yeah, Kulusevski's 21, same thing.
Yeah,
like these men can be rejects for Juve because Juve is on a different level.
Yeah,
come Spurs, you can really be a household name. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Exactly.
We're talking about Spurs that hasn't won anything for 14 years. We're talking about Spurs that when we spend money, we don't spend it right. We're talking about Spurs that every time when we get to a semi-finals, you know, or finals, like we shit our pants. Do you get where I'm coming from? So when I look at like, you know, what is being done right now with the 2 additions, and then I look at potentially, if Conte stays, what could really happen in the summer, knowing by his 2 additions that are effective.
Yeah.
Do you understand? When Bentancur came off against Burnley, what happened? We lost.
Yeah.
When Bentancur didn't play against Middlesbrough, that's what happened. We lost. Just being honest.
Yeah, it's true. He's become a key player for you, and he's a coach's favorite player. You know, they always have these players that they do what they need them to do, whether it's cover the defense, you know, whether it's springboard attacks from deep, and they do tend to get overlooked because they're not flashy in a sense. But I think Bentancur is one of those missing pieces of the puzzle for you. And I don't know if you watched I'm slightly changing the topic, but if you guys saw the Real Madrid PSG game,
yeah, I saw it.
And Modric,
36 years of age.
What a player, man!
ran the second half like he was 26 years of age.
What a player! You just gotta be like, and that was at Spurs. Sometimes you just gotta shake your head like flipping off. Like
36. This is our age, you know.
Speed of thought, you know, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's playing in Champions League like he's 21. Like just
Listen,
with the ball everywhere. Yo,
it's crazy. Anyway,
if you
before
have
we
a player like that again, and it seems like I don't know how you guys do it, but you always seem to have these rare generational players.
We did. Don't know. It's not been recent.
You always do, and
I'm with Edwin. We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
You still bro. You listen. Spurs. I said that was it 2 weeks ago. I said Spurs has one of the best academies in the country.
No, not anymore.
We do and we don't, but like we have it at that level, but not that level to get into the first team. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know why it is? It's because those players haven't come through yet. Where did Kyle Walker come from?
Yeah, we bought him from Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
Yeah, but you still developed him.
No, but the last person that came through. Well, the last two. Well, we've got 3 now. So there's Skip. That was the first one in ages. Before that was Winks, and before that was Harry Kane. So we don't.
And then you had Bentaleb and Mason and them and they, but they're...
So it's not. It's all right, but come on, look at Chelsea down the road. Like,
nah, don't ignore Chelsea. Chelsea are whack. Chelsea don't really develop players. They just scrape everyone from everywhere and sign them up young and give them Premier League money from the age of 15. Like,
but then they become professional footballers, though. And
yeah, but it's a cheat, bro. Like, they had to have a special rule against Chelsea because they had so many of their young players on loan.
Yeah, of course, but let me stop you there. Remember where Lamptey come from. Remember where Livramento comes from, and remember where Boja comes from. They all
bro. Listen, them man. Chelsea's just more efficient with it. They go and steal these kids from like 12-year-old from QPR and Reading and all these other places. Yeah, but that's not. But you didn't develop it. You know what I mean? You're not the developers of it.
But they make.
Look at United. That's a club that they develop players. That's what I mean. Like,
but United used to do the same thing though.
Yeah, but not to the same degree as Chelsea. Chelsea's the worst in the country.
Of course,
Chelsea were, but at the same time, there was players that of recent time. Maybe the last 5 years was different, but of recent time, like Reece James, there's Lamptey, who's obviously gone off to Brighton. There's a quite like Mason Mount, like
Hudson-Odoi, Christensen, Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, there's loads.
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, you know? all the ones that were born in like 2001, 2002, they came through the Chelsea Academy. Like, so they're doing something right now.
I said they did it because they had the most money and they bullied their way through it.
Well, they did.
Chelsea has the most complaints to the academy because they've got so many players that don't play that are so good. Because they're getting them from all these other clubs and they're finding ways around it. Have you forgotten why they had a transfer ban?
No, well, you know what?
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? Well, let's move on. Actually, let's move on to Chelsea from Spurs. But actually, before we move on, let's predict. What is your score predictions for tomorrow?
I want us to win 3-0, but I think it'll be 1-1. I think, but I want it to be 3-1 to Tottenham.
Okay, cool. Who else?
2-1 to Tottenham.
This is a difficult one. I don't even know.
But you asked us the question. You don't know.
No, I'm asking you a question, but I obviously don't know myself. Let me go for. I think we'll win. I think we'll win 3-1.
Okay.
I think we'll win 3-1. I could be wrong. This team let me down too many times. But anyway, let's move on to Chelsea, which we started talking about Chelsea. So
and then I got
because you got to go. So
yeah.
The sanctions, obviously, there's so much now they can't do going forward this season.
I'm not smiling at them.
Well, do you think this is going to affect them long term, or do you think it's really going to have an impact this season?
Well, you know what? First and foremost, I want to be major political, but then I don't at the same time. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just say, you know what? F it. I'm going to say what I like, and I'm going to leave it at that. I don't really care about Chelsea, you know. Yeah, I don't. No. Hear me out. I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care about the sanctions. Yes, I know people are losing their jobs, and this and that, the third and other. It's not nice, But one thing I am going to say that might sound a bit controversial. When Caucasian people have a disagreement with one another, it always affects the world and it affects us at one time. Yeah? Right? At one time. And Roman Abramovich has been friends with Putin. He might come out because he's got a good, PR woman that writes statements or mail and will say, yeah, well, you know what? I'm looking to sell up and whatever I have, I'm going to give it to Ukraine and this, that, the third and another. Yeah? In Ukraine, there's two parts that are fighting against whatever's going on. Some agree, some don't agree. Yeah? Now, I can be a real arsehole and be like, well, because I support Tottenham, Chelsea this, Chelsea that. Yeah, I can really say that at the end of the day. But truth be told, yeah, they've been after this man for a very long time because of his ties with Putin. Yeah. Now, the rest of the world is so upset what's going on in Ukraine, so upset like the Russians are doing this, but I don't see the same energy for when the Americans were blowing up Iraq and Afghanistan and, the Palestinians, getting dealt with, Syria, all of these things. Even like when it comes to people taking like our riches from Africa, like from the motherhood, you understand? Like I just don't agree with it, and it all comes down to, as I said, when a Caucasian man wants to flex his muscles, it affects the whole world. I'm a black man, so I'm always going to stand for anything that is black. Do you understand? And whatever happens to Chelsea or Roman Abramovich, yeah, there must be reason why this is happening. Because I know that if this was a black man, it wouldn't even go this far. I know if this was happening in Africa, yeah, it wouldn't even get the coverage like that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So in a political way, like, I don't care. In a football way, I still don't care. Because they beat us the other day in the semi-finals, and my team didn't make it to the final, and it's 14 years without a cup. So eat that one. I'm just being real.
I hear you.
No?
Elias, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think overall, I think that it is harsh because it's the livelihoods of people that's obviously going to be messed with. Back in the day, like these clubs, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, we had a high amount of black people that lived near these clubs because these were considered almost, inner city London areas where you had, large black populations. So obviously that's changed now. There's a lot of gentrification, but there's no, you never want someone's bread to be messed with because you don't know the impact it has on Miles' lives, kids, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not even talking about the footballers. They'll be fine. They've got the money to get legal power to support them and move clubs and so on and so forth. It's the people, at the bottom level, the grassroots level, who'll be impacted. That probably is my heart goes out to. I don't really care for Abramovich in that respect. It's if he has ties to Putin, if he doesn't, that's their business. Do you understand what I mean? Like the whole Ukraine war, my heart goes out to the people, but also it's been very difficult because also seeing how they're still finding time to find racism in the middle of a country invasion has always given me conflicted feelings about the whole situation, and obviously, and no one wants to see anyone get killed. Like, I don't care what color you are, but no one wants to see anyone get discriminated and tell them to go to the back of the line. So I think like with the whole way that I feel like what's happening now is that these businesses are revealing their hands. So if you see that you really disagree with something, you have the power to pull money from them, like pulling the deal from Chelsea and Free pulling a commercial deal, and the Nike deal was worth over $500 million. And, so is the same, 3 deals worth, I don't know, I can't remember how much Free deal is worth, but they're obviously the main shirt sponsor. So, you're seeing this based on the sanctions that have been imposed. And a little bit makes me question the integrity of these businesses because you wouldn't have done it off your own back. It's only because now the assets of the club have been frozen.
Yeah.
So don't come out now and try and say that, oh yeah, we stand behind the people of Ukraine and we're pulling it because of this. If Nike or 3 come out with that, as far as I'm concerned, you're just playing PR games because nothing's changed in the last 14 days. The invasion has still been going on. And if you felt so strongly and you knew Russia, you know, Chelsea being Russian owned has not changed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like for this whole, like, you know, situation around Chelsea, my heart goes out to the people. But I do feel it's a little bit harsh. Like, football is a community thing. It's our world. Let's be honest. It's a way of us escaping what's really happening in life to some degree. Which is why sometimes when we see things like racism in football, it hurts us so much because we're like, flipping out. This is a space where we can go away to get away from racism at work or down the street or whatever, and we're seeing it in the game that gives us our ability to kind of, you know, throw things away and just enjoy, you know, the beautiful game. So I guess that with that all said, I'd love that. You know, it's good that there is ultimately some like effort being put in to stop Putin trying to, not Putin, Roman Abramovich to manipulate the system by trying to pass it on down to this board of charity people. But I feel like if the money is going to go to Ukraine, that he said that it's profit, then yeah, let the sale go through. Do you understand what I mean? And then give that money to the people of Ukraine. Like, it's better, bigger than my ego. Even though I hate Chelsea because hate's a strong word, but obviously I don't like them just as much as I don't like you guys at Spurs. But I still hope that for the livelihoods of people, that the best will be done in that respect. But if they don't, I'm also happy that, you know, the club kind of struggles, because I've always said that Chelsea's success was bought with Abramovich's oil money. It's not homegrown success. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they were going under.
It was just brute force billion money. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys are sick like that. It's like,
think about how he got his money as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's another story for another day. I don't even want to talk about that. But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But
yeah.
But on to finish on what you're saying, it's like we talk about the livelihoods, and this is where the narrative for me, why I always go against it. We talk about the livelihoods of those that work at Chelsea, yeah. But what about the livelihoods, if we're going to play devil's advocate, of the innocent people, the black people as well, that is in, you know, Poland and that is in Ukraine, that is being stopped getting on these trains, where, you know, they're asking us to fight for them. Do you think, yeah, if there's a war going on in Congo or in Ghana, yeah, that them Ukrainians will come and help us against Russia? They're helping Russia, Aya. You understand? And our innocent people every day get chopped down for nothing. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And it's real. It is. Our innocent people, it don't matter where you are. When I say innocent people, that's white, black, Asian, Mediterranean, Chinese, you name it. Yeah? Our people, because we're all one. Because if we cut our skin right now, we bleed the same. Yeah? But it just seems, because of it being Chelsea and the mega bucks and what we've seen Chelsea do over the last years, that the cry for sympathy, because every minute I'm getting notification, this has happened to Chelsea, this has happened to Chelsea, that's happened to Chelsea. Do you understand? I'd feel the same even if it was my club. God's honest truth, hand on heart. Do you understand? Yeah? Because what's going on now in the east of Europe, yeah, is not right. But we have to really remember that America's really been doing this thing for a long time. Yeah? China's been doing these things for a long time. And innocent people like us, we're suffering always. Yeah? Everything is going up. Never our wages are going up so we can live. And all these people that's got multi-billions and do whatever that can change things in an instant, they've got a power. So that's why when it comes to the Caucasian man doing what they're doing, yeah, I leave them to it. Obama couldn't do this. Nelson Mandela couldn't do this. Idi Amin couldn't do this. Yeah, all of these people like Haile Selassie couldn't do this. Do you understand? But when you go back in time from your Henry VIIIs and you know, like your Tudor, your Anglo-Saxons and your Tudors and You go back to the World Wars, your Hitlers and all of these people. They don't look like me and you, or none of us that's on this podcast right now. They don't. But guess who gets affected by it though? Us and everybody.
Yeah.
It's deep. It's deep.
deep.
I don't know what's going to happen long term with Chelsea. And I know they're trying to work out a way that the sell can happen. And as much as I dislike Chelsea, I wouldn't want a team to end because of something that's got nothing to do with football. So yeah, anyway, let's move on from Chelsea. I know, Pastor West, you got to go. So
listen, I'm signing out. You boys.
Peace out.
Listen,
next time.
Love always. Yeah?
Always love, man. Thanks for joining, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you lot later. Blessings.
Yeah, so Elias, let's move swiftly on to your team, Arsenal. You got Leicester.
Yeah, I know. Let's see where I'm from. Well, not from, but where I am, I should say.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think? Because obviously Leicester, I think Jamie Vardy's injured again. They've got a few injuries. Fafana, I don't think he's fully fit yet. I'm not sure.
No, he's not.
So your team's been on a good run. You've won. You scored the game against Watford. You scored some good goals. Still some good goals in that game. Yeah. You're in pole position at the moment for the top four. How do you think that's going to go? And how do you think Sunday's going to go? It's Sunday you're playing, isn't it? Yeah. So
yeah. I think looking at it in all of it, really, I think it's a tough game. Leicester's always been a tricky team for us. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to be like our walk in the park or anything as such.
Yeah,
I feel like Leicester have also just started picking back up form as well. So
yeah,
it's and Leicester are a bogey team. You just don't know who you're gonna get when you play.
Well, you beat them earlier on in the season, but I remember you losing 1-0 last year in front of no fans at an empty stadium, when Vardy scored that goal.
If I'm being honest, I feel like Leicester have their results are misleading because they've had 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 draw in the last 5 games, and realistically, they lost to Liverpool, which is a fair enough shout, you know what I mean? And Liverpool's at home, you're not going to expect to win. Yeah, let's be honest. They drew with West Ham, which was a good game, and it's West Ham. Wolves just beat them 2-1. And then they'll beat Burnley 2-0, which was a convincing win. And they beat Leeds, who Leeds could have scored in that game, 1-0. So I don't know. I think it will be a tough one, if I'm being honest with you. I think maybe we might beat them. I'm going to say we'll beat them because we're at home.
Yeah.
So I'll probably say something like 2-1.
You're going to go for 2-1?
Yeah.
I think you'll beat them too, just because I think Leicester at the moment they're starting to be a bit better, but I still think there's a hole in their defense.
Yeah.
And I think with players like, especially Saka, I think Saka's been doing well.
Yeah.
You've got
Martinelli. I don't know if you saw his goal the other week.
Yeah, Martinelli's goal. Yeah. Odegaard is playing like Ericsson, peak Ericsson.
Yeah, I know. Good.
So he's stepped up. So I do think you're probably gonna beat them. What do you think your chances are for top 4?
I think we can do it. It's good for the club. I was like, actually, it isn't, because it stretches the team beyond the players, the quality, and the number of players we have where we are. And I've always felt that from the whole rebuilding process, you need a period outside of Europe to really build a good foundation and then move forward with it. And the fact that we finished, I think it was 8th, I was actually quite happy about in a weird way, because it's like, at least I know we haven't got the distraction of Europe.
Yeah.
Which allows you to really build a good foundation, get the people, used to each other, and get a system going. because it's continuity, isn't it? It's all in England, if you want to call it that. So you can actually build up a good rhythm before you start approaching back into Europe again. So I think that we have a good, out of the people competing for fourth is United, West Ham, and yourselves, Spurs. Realistically, yeah. So I think when you put that in there, that's why I don't think United will get fourth, even though they have the biggest squad. They're just not, you know what I mean? They're not delivering right now. And
bruv, I agree. I just think United are a mess.
Yeah.
I think they're a mess. I think there's too much going on and it's going to affect them. They're still in the Champions League, which I think is not going to help them either.
Yeah.
And I don't think United are going to get top four. If I'm being perfectly honest, I know people were saying a couple of weeks ago, oh, Spurs hit and miss, which they are. I actually think the top four race is between Spurs and Arsenal, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think it's between those two. And I think it's probably going to come down to North London derby.
I think so too. I think West Ham will get into Europe. I just don't think they're going to get into top four.
No, I don't think they've got the squad. I really don't think they've got the squad for that. And I think West Ham will probably end up finishing probably where they are, right? Where are they now?
Yeah, sixth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to finish around there. I don't think much is going to change there. I think, is it six? Wait a minute. Are they six?
Yeah, they're sixth.
They are six. Yeah,
we're fourth. United's fifth. West Ham sixth. And you're seventh.
Yeah. So I think
tomorrow you leapfrog West Ham.
Yeah. So I think I think United will finish above West Ham. So I think probably seventh. I think they will get in Europe again. But I just don't see them challenging for the top four. Spurs and Arsenal, mainly for the rest of the season, have got one game a week.
Yeah.
Which is going to be an advantage for them. And
I think United's going to struggle with Europe.
Yeah.
It's obviously not looking good for them because of that. So that's why I think we have a very, very strong chance. And the reason why I think we have an even better chance is we have one more game in hand out of the top 7 clubs, if you want to call it.
You do, but that one more game in hand is against... I think it's either against Chelsea or Liverpool. It's one of them. So it's
Liverpool is Liverpool.
So I don't know if you can count that.
Listen, as long as you come away with a draw,
I'll
celebrate that like a win. If I'm honest with you,
but
I don't know. I think we have out of everyone the best chance of finishing top 4.
Yeah. I would agree. I think your weakness is probably you don't have an out and out striker, and I think that's probably the only concern I would have if I was an Arsenal fan is that Lacazette is not going to score any goals.
Was he scored 3 goals, Premier League goals?
Lacazette's done.
He's going. And there's a reason why they're not renewing his contract. Which I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think we need someone else new in. I've always felt that we should play Martinelli down the middle.
Yeah.
I think he's young enough to kind of adapt.
But do you think he could handle being the focal point? Because when he gets tackled, he does go down like a lot. So do you think he can handle being down the middle, having to hold up the ball and all of that?
It depends on his physicality. If you're going to play down the middle, you need to accept that you need to be physical. You need to hit the gym probably in pre-season quite heavily and bulk up a bit.
Yeah.
And if he's willing to do that, then I think he can survive down the middle because his burst of pace is probably the closest I've seen to Henry's in terms of that that initiative to break the line, and he has the pace to kind of leave a defender behind.
Yeah.
And he's got the finishing to do it. So he's he can play down the center, but it all depends on if he wants to be more physical and get involved in the rough and tough of it, because he plays on the wing where he can avoid that at the moment.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. I think this weekend is going to be a decisive weekend in terms of where potentially the top 4 could go.
I agree.
And I think so. So I think before we round off, let's do what we normally do. Predict the fixtures that are happening, the potential scores. So first game we have this weekend is Brighton against Liverpool. Where do you go?
That's a tough one. They had a difficult game last time. I'm gonna say 3-2 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go 3-0 Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah, I think Brighton's finishing is diabolical. And I think Liverpool will learn their lesson from when they played them at home and they drew 2-2. So I'm gonna go for a Liverpool victory there.
Okay.
Next one is Brentford versus Burnley.
Oh, 1-0 Brentford.
You're going for 1-0 Brentford? I'm gonna go 1-0 Burnley.
I can understand that.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I think.
Yeah, I get that.
Woghorse or whatever his name is. Yeah, I think he might be an issue for Brentford. But Brentford have got Christian Eriksen. He maybe can do something for them. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
We've already done Man United, Spurs. That's it for Saturday. Sundays,
where's that? So all the games are popping off.
Yeah, loads of games. So there's Chelsea against Newcastle, which is going to be interesting because this is going to be the last game at the moment where away fans are going to be at Chelsea's home matches, which is weird. Yeah, what's your prediction?
I honestly am spun on this one because I think with everything that's going on, it's going to affect the players.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to affect the players, and it all depends on their response.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle.
Well, that's a bold prediction. I think Newcastle have been on a good run.
Yeah.
They've been on a really good run. But I think that run could be coming to an end right now. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay.
We go 2-1 Chelsea.
Wait, Reece James is playing, right?
I'm not sure if he's back. If he's back, I'm definitely going for Chelsea.
Yeah. I get that. If Reece James is playing, then I'm gonna lean my answer towards Chelsea. If it's not, then Newcastle win.
Fair enough. Next one, Everton against Wolves. Oh, Everton haven't been that bad at home. It's been away from home. They've been awful.
Nah, Wolves will take that.
You're gonna go for Wolves?
Yeah, I think Wolves. I'm gonna say a solid 2-0.
You're gonna go for
Wolves.
I think this might be a draw. I think Everton are not going to be as bad as they were away from home against Spurs.
Actually, Lamps. I forgot about Lamps.
I'm going for maybe a 1-1.
I was gonna say a draw, actually, but I was gonna say a change of mind to 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a possibility too. But Wolves don't concede that many goals.
No, but I think it's going to be quite a dog fight because they're quite.
Yeah.
In terms of quality, I'll probably say they're not too far from each other.
Yeah, even though the league positions will say different, but yeah, that's that. Leeds United and Norwich. This is going to be interesting.
I think Leeds United 1-0 to Leeds.
I think as bad as Leeds have been defensively, I think Norwich are a terrible team. So I think Leeds are going to get back to winning ways.
100%.
I'm gonna go for 3-1.
I think 3 is a good number because actually the new coach is gonna want to send a message out.
Yeah.
And if I was him, this will be the game.
Yeah.
That I'd be doing it. I'd be looking at somewhere within 3 goals with a clean sheet.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna stick with 1-0.
Yeah.
Because Norwich are a tough team to play at the level the Leeds are at the moment.
So Fair enough. Next one is Southampton, Watford.
Ooh, Southampton. Definitely. Southampton 2-0 to Southampton, I'm going to say.
I'll agree with saying scoreline. Yeah, I think it'll be 2-0. I think Watford are gone.
Yeah.
West Ham, Aston Villa. Interesting game.
Jeez. I think that'll be a draw.
I think I might have to agree with you.
I think Villa's Coutinho is on fire.
Yeah, he is.
And West Ham are just a solid team right now.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to say I can see that being I can see Watkins scoring, and he's injured, I think. And I can see Coutinho either scoring or creating. And Bowen scoring or creating. Let's go with 1-1.
That's if Bowen's back because he was injured, wasn't he? I'm gonna go 0-0.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 0-0. I don't know. I think a draw, but 0-0 is what I'm gonna go for. Last game on Sunday, Arsenal against Leicester, which we've kind of touched, but did we even predict? No, we did. So
yeah, I said 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, so we both went for Arsenal victory. Last game of the weekend, or Monday, is Crystal Palace against the champions Chelsea. Not Chelsea, sorry, Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
4-1.
Going 4-1.
Yeah, I mean City's rampant,
Yeah.
They're going. Yeah, I can see actually Crystal Palace are a hard team at the moment to beat. Yeah, let's go with 3-0 to
3-0?
3-0 to City. I can't see Palace outworking City defense right now. If I'm honest.
No, it's the same. I will go. I think I'll go 3-1. I think I'll go 3-1. I can see Palace maybe getting a goal. They've actually not got a bad record against City at all. I think they beat them this season at the Etihad, and they've beaten them in previous seasons. So yeah, but I think City on a mission. So I think Palace not this week. I think it's going to be a City. So I think that's it. I think that's our.
Is it double game week for Spurs? And
yeah, we're playing on. In fact,
Wednesday.
We're playing on Wednesday. So Wednesday there is. In fact, we can kind of predict it.
Brighton, Spurs, and Arsenal, Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's do a quick prediction for those ones. So yeah, Brighton, Tottenham. Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I'm going to be honest. I think we're going to lose.
Yeah, I think you will as well.
Oh yeah.
I can see you struggling with Brighton at home. I'm gonna give that win to Brighton.
You're gonna go.
I don't know what I'm thinking, because with Conte, I don't think you're gonna give up without a fight. So I'm probably gonna say 3-1. I think it's gonna be a crushing defeat.
You know what? It's because I just don't know what to expect with this team. I think if we play at our best, we will win the game, because I think Brighton will give Spurs enough space to play on the counter. But I just don't know if Spurs could play 2 good games in a week. If we beat United tomorrow, I just don't know with this team. So I don't want to go against them. So I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
I'm going to go 1-1. Arsenal against Liverpool.
I'm going to do what you just did. I'm not going to go against my team. I'm going to go 1-1 as well. I'm going to give us a bit of kudos. I'll say 2-2. But
okay.
I am blinded with my heart, and I don't care. I accept it.
Fair enough. There's one more Premier League game in the week. Actually, there's one on Friday, but we won't talk about Friday's one. This Thursday is Everton against Newcastle.
Everton against Newcastle. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with Newcastle win. I think they've had more time to settle down as a team.
Yeah.
And let's say 1-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Newcastle as well. I think they'll win 2-1.
Okay.
I think they'll go 2-0 in front, and then Everton will get a goal back, and that'll be it. That's just my guess.
Yeah. I get that. I think it's a good roundup on that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
As always. For people that are watching for the first time, thank you for joining. For people that have watched before, thanks for watching again. There'll be more predictions. I know I didn't do a show last week, but life has things to do.
Oh yeah, it's in the way.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll be back again. Please like, please subscribe, please share, so that the word can be spread around. So until next time, peace.
Peace.